What is going on, YouTube? My name is Tommy. You probably know me as Rivet, and I'm your coach of the Atlanta Braviaries, the highest flying fly-sucking team on YouTube. And we are here today with our Week 2 battle of the SDF against the Denver Darmanitans and Coach Gator. This is going to be a great match. Welcome to the workshop. Alrighty guys, we are here breaking down our Week 2 matchup for the SDF against the Denver Darmanitans and Coach Gator. He's got a really scary team, but I think we have a solid squad to take him on this week. His first mon is Aegislash, an incredibly scary ghost and steel type capable of doing so many amazing things. It runs offensive sets incredibly well with stuff like Choice Band and Choice Specs, Swords Dance setup with moves like Iron Head, Shadow Ball, Flash Cannon, Close Combat, Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak, Gyro Ball. It can autotomize up in conjunction with something like Weakness Policy, which can be really scary. It can King Shield for just some utility and switching between the two forms. It can also run defensive stuff like Sub-Toxic in conjunction with King Shield and Leftovers. So Aegislash definitely got to be careful of it this week. I got to scout what kind of set it is so I can counter it appropriately. I have a couple decent answers to come in against Aegislash and some solid revenging options, but it is very scary nonetheless. Next up is Galarian Darmanitan. No Guerrilla Tactics in this league, just Zen mode, but it still is very, very scary with that base 145 attack stat and a variety of great moves. Icicle Crash, Flare Blitz, Earthquake, Rock Slide, U-Turn. It can substitute in Belly Drum in conjunction with Salic Berry to pop Zen mode and be a very, very scary cleaner. So, got to be wary of Galar Darm. I have a pretty solid answer to it in Tapu Fini. However, it probably still comes this week as something like a Choice Scarf set or just even, a Zen mode anything set would be pretty spooky against stuff like Dragapult and Gliscor. So, got to watch out for that. Next up is Cinderace, a very offensive fire type with the Blaze ability. No Libero, but it still is very scary nonetheless with moves like Pyro Ball, Gun Shot, High Jump Kick. It can U-turn out, Sucker Punch for priority. It can shift hazards around with Core Change, which is a cool option. It can taunt stuff. So Cinderace, I don't have a whole lot of good answers for it. One of my better answers in Tapu Fini gets kind of clocked by a Gun Shot. So got to be careful about that. I got to play Cinderace carefully, hopefully not lose Tapu Fini to a Gun Shot or anything of the sort. Next up is Togekiss, a very bulky flying and fairy type with the Serene Grace ability. It can air slash stuff and flinch him out in conjunction with something like Thunder Wave to help that. Also gets other good moves in Dazzling Gleam, Flamethrower. It can Roost, Soft Boiled, and Wish for longevity and provide clerical support with Heal Bell. Togekiss in this match is absolutely coming. It's his best response to Dragapult, so I'm definitely expecting just a especially defensive set. Even something like Specs Thunderbolt isn't doing a whole lot to Togekiss just because it is so bulky. Next up is Crawdaunt, a very offensive water and dark type with the adaptability ability. Crab Hammers and knockoffs hit incredibly hard. It can Dragon Dance and Swords Dance to set up. It can also Aqua Jet for priority. It can run special attacking moves as well, such as Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, and Dark Pulse. Crawdaunt in this match, not sure if it comes. It does pressure some stuff like Gliscor pretty hard, but I can hit it pretty hard, as Aqua Jet won't be doing a whole lot to me. And Tapu Fini is a very reliable check to it. It can't do a whole lot to Fini, but it could also come to just pressure stuff like Talonflame with priority, something of the sort. Next up is Donphan, a very bulky ground type, a fantastic rapid spinner, and a great stealth rock setter with a fantastic move pool, stuff like Earthquake, Power Whip, Gunk Shot, Ice Shard, Rock Slide, Knockoff. It's just a great mon. It's very bulky with 90 HP and 120 in defense, and then very respectable attack stat at 120 as well. So it can run Choice Band sets, Assault Vest sets, or just leftovers with something like Toxic and Rapid Spin. Next up is Uxie, a very defensive psychic type, base 130 in both defenses. It's a great stealth rocker, a great pivot with U-turn, and a fantastic cleric with Heal Bell. It's got a great move pool, stuff like Future Sight, Knockoff. It can Thunder Wave stuff for utility. So in this match, definitely expecting Uxie, just a Colbur Berry bulky utility set. Probably coming this week with something like Dazzling Gleam to handle Mega Gallade. Obviously, a Swords Dance boosted Knockoff is going to do a bunch to Uxie, especially if I pop a Colbur early. So he's got to be wary of that, but I'm still expecting it nonetheless. Next up is Virizion, a very cool grass and fighting type, capable of running offensive and defensive sets on both sides. It can run something like a Swords Dance set with Close Combat, Leaf Blade, and Stone Edge, which could be really scary. It can also run specially offensive sets with Calm Mind, stuff like Leaf Storm, Focus Blast. Or you can just run utility stuff because it is pretty naturally bulky with 90 HP and 128 in special defense. So Virizion in this match, it kind of messes me up. I don't have a whole lot of good switch-ins to a Swords Dance set, so that's probably the set I'm expecting this week. Close Combat, Leaf Blade, Stone Edge, and Swords Dance. Next up is Yanmega, a very scary special wall breaker and cleaner with the Tinted Lens and speed boost abilities. With Tinted Lens, it has pretty much no switch-ins. Bug Buzz and Air Slash hit incredibly hard, especially boosted by something like Choice Specs. You can also run Speed Boost with Heavy Duty Boots and Protect to clean in the late game, boosting up its speed. I have a couple decent answers to handle Yanmega this match. And I do have a plethora of solid rocking options on my team, so it kind of forces him to either not bring it or run heavy-duty boots, so he doesn't have the choice specs option available, because otherwise he would be taking a butt ton from just entering the field. And then last but not least is Darmanitan-Galar, a bulky Eviolite mon, a normal and dark type, not a fantastic defensive typing. Frankly, not sure what Linoon does. It's definitely not coming. I mean, it's Galarian Linoon. It doesn't do a whole lot for his team, especially against mine. So with all that out of the way, let's hop into what I am bringing this match. Leading us off, we got J20 the Dragapult rocking a choice spec set this week with the Infiltrator ability, Draco Meteor, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, and U-Turn. Max special attack modest with enough speed to outspeed Cinderace. Draco hits pretty much everything incredibly hard, not named Togekiss, or Aegislash Shadow Ball hits Aegislash, Thunderbolt hits Togekiss, and then U-Turn is just for pivoting out on either of those if they want to come in. I definitely have to be wary of something like a Shadow sneaking Aegislash. That would definitely mess me up, and I gotta make sure not to lock into Draco against Togekiss coming in, because I would lose a whole lot of momentum and force myself into a switching situation. But otherwise, these three moves look fantastic against this team. I just have to click them appropriately and not lock into something silly. Also can't lose J20 or have its status to something like maybe a Kasib Berry, Uxie, or something of the sort. So definitely got to play J20 correctly this week. It's definitely going to be a big key to this match to breaking down his defenses. Next up, we got Batman. Batman the Gliscor, rocking the Toxic Orb and the Poison Heal ability, of course. Rocking a physically defensive set, 244 in HP, 222 in defense with the Impish Nature to make me bulky enough to take on Cinderace if he's something like Life Orb or Choice Band with Pyro Ball. Just 4 in speed so I don't get speed tied with something like an uninvested Uxie, and then the rest thrown in special defense just for a little bit more bulk. This is just a solid check to come in against stuff like Cinderace this week, Galar Darm if he's locked into something like Flare Blitz or Earthquake. If he's a Choice Scarf set, this is also a good answer to come in against physically offensive Aegislash. Shadow Claw, Iron Head, and Close Combat won't be doing a whole lot. If he could definitely be carrying Shadow Ball, which would send me for a pretty good ride. But Earthquake pressures that pretty hard. Knockoff, I can just use for utility, knocking off boots from something like Togekiss or Galar Darm. U-Turn just for pivoting around his team, and then Roost just for longevity. Next up, we're rocking Esperanza the Tapu Fini with a physically defensive set in the leftovers this week with Misty Surge, Scald, Moonblast, Defog, and Taunt. Max HP, 84 speed, and then 176 in defense with the Bold Nature. This is my best switch into Galar Darm. It can't do a whole lot against me. The best he can do is U-Turn out into something else. Scald is there for that. Outside of terrain, it has a pretty good chance to burn. Moonblast is just a good secondary stab move. Hits Galar Darm pretty hard. This is also a good check to come in against Crawdon. Crawdon can't do a whole lot, and Moonblast will thrash that thing pretty good. Taunt is there for Uxie. I can taunt a Uxie before he can start, setting rocks or doing anything of the sort. And then Defog is just there for any hazards he might set with something like that Uxie or that Donphan. Next up, after a fantastic debut performance, we're rocking Checkmate the Bisharp, running the Black Glasses and the Defiant ability, Knockoff, Iron Head, Sucker Punch, and Stealth Rock, Max Attack, Adamant, with enough speed for uninvested Uxie. This is a really solid option to come in against that Uxie. Try to force him to either switch out or pop his Culver very early. Knockoff hits that really hard. This is also a solid answer to come in against Togekiss, especially if he's defensive and uninvested in speed. Iron Head would smack that thing pretty good. I can Sucker Punch, do some good damage against something like a Galar Darm if he's Choice Scarf or something of the sort. And then Stealth Rocks are just pretty solid in this match. Chipping down Yanmega if he's not Boots, chipping down Togekiss if I can knock off that thing, those things Boots as well, and then just the rest of his team. As his removal options aren't super stellar in this match, the only thing that really wants to come and run Defog is something like that Togekiss, which Checkmate can handle. Next up, we're on Toxtricity, line 69, the Toxtricity making his debut. Running an Assault Vest set this week with the Punk Rock ability, Overdrive, Sludge Wave, Boom Burst, and Volt Switch. Max HP, 124 in special defense with the Calm Nature, and then 136 speed. This is my best answer to come in against Togekiss. Togekiss, obviously, dual stab isn't going to be doing a whole lot. I can overdrive that thing, it'll do a lot. Sludge Wave hits pretty much everything else on the team. Boom Burst is there for Donphan, which resists my dual stab, and then Volt Switch just for pivoting around the team. Something like an AV Donphan isn't going to be taking a whole lot, even from something like a Boom Burst, just because I don't have any special attack investment on here, but otherwise, these moves hit his entire team pretty hard. I can pivot around his team, try to get momentum into something like J20 or Checkmate to let those do their big jobs. And then last but not least, we're rocking Fire, the Talonflame, running an offensive set this week with the Heavy Duty Boots and the Gale Wings ability, Flare Blitz, Brave Bird, U-Turn and Roost, Max Attack, Jolly, and then again, with enough speed to outspeed Cinderace and just the rest thrown into bulk. He doesn't have good answers for Fire Arrow's dual stab this week. Flare Blitz and Brave Bird hit pretty much everything. U-Turn is just for pivoting, and pivot on that defensive Uxie if it comes in. And then Roost just for longevity so I can heal off any residual chip I may take or the recoil from Flare Blitz and Brave Bird. So I'm really liking Fire Arrow in the late game this week. I just got to manage it, get it in. Gale Wings is there for something like a speed boosting Yanmega or a Choice Scarf Galarian Darmanitan. I can come in if I'm at full with my boots, fire off a big Brave Bird, chunk those things for a lot, or take them out. So I'm really liking that option, and I don't really need Flame Body this week, so I might as well have that option sitting in the back. So with all that out of the way, let's hop into this match. Alrighty guys, we're about to hop into this Week 2 match against the Denver Darmanitans and Coach Gator. You can see the 6 I expect them to bring up on the screen. Aegislash, Darmanitan-Galar, Cinderace, Togekiss, Uxie, and that Virizion. I could definitely see that Donphan sprinkled in there if he's worried about Toxtricity, but you've seen the 6 I am bringing and why I am bringing them. It's going to be a really tough match. Gator's got a really strong team, and he's a fantastic battler. He made it to the finals last season. So, without any further ado, let's hop into this match. Okay, we do see Yanmega and Donphan. Not honestly surprised to see those. No Virizion is really cool. And then what else? We don't see... No Cinderace, also cool. But definitely not surprised to see Yanmega and Donphan. Yanmega I had initially on my little expectations thing. But definitely got to keep Toxtricity around to handle Yanmega. Even Assault Vest, I'm taking a pretty good chunk from Air Slashes. Bug Buzzes I can eat just because of Punk Rock. But... this is going to be pretty spooky. So from a lead perspective, I don't hate leading J20. I can lead it safely against pretty much everything not named Darm. I can also lead Fire and try to U-turn out, or I can lead Esperanza. That's not a terrible lead against something like the Uxie. I can taunt Uxie, or just Scald Donphan or Scald the Galarian Darmanitan. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to lead Esperanza. I like that lead, so let's do that. He's going to lead Uxie. Very cool. I'm just going to go for a taunt straight away. Oh, he's going to trick me? Okay. Well, I'm fast Esperanza now. I'm locked into taunt. That's not a good start. Well, I'm going to go into Batman. He's probably just going to... he's either going to U-turn or something of the sort. That's not the end of the world just because, you know, this is a decent dual step. I'm going to go into Batman and try to get my Toxic Orb off. He's just going to U-turn. That's fine. He's going to go into Darm. But I'm just going to go back into Feeny. Ice School Crash. Misses that, that's fine. I can just go for a nice Scald here. He probably goes into Togekiss. But he doesn't have a switch into Scald. So I'll get some decent chip on something. He's just going to go back into that Uxie. That's totally okay. Get a little bit of chip on this. 84, I get a nice little burn. Thank you, Levitate. So I think I want to go in and checkmate here. He's probably just going to U-turn or try to set rocks. But checkmate can pressure pretty hard, so let's do that. He's going to set rocks. I can either set my rocks. He probably goes into Donphan here. Knockoff coming off is pretty solid against everything. But I want to try to defog these rocks away. So I think I'm just going to go for a knockoff. If he's got a fighting move and he stays in and he's Pulver Berry, I don't think he gets anything. The best he could have would be like Fire Punch, I believe. But he doesn't have a super good answer to a knockoff. His best answer would be Togekiss, and he'd lose his boots. Let's see what Donphan's going to come in. Julio. That's going to do a lot. I'm going to knock off an Assault Vest. So that's going to make Toxtricity's life a little bit easier. Knock off doing 46. Yeah. So he's max HP, no defense. So I'm just going to go into Batman here. This is a pretty safe switch in. Ice Shard won't do a whole lot. If he knocks off, that's totally okay because I've popped my Poison Heal. So let's see what he goes for. Just an EQ. I'm going to gobble that up. So he probably goes into Uxie. I can knock off that thing's leftovers, or I can just U-turn out from pivoting. I doubt he's Trick, U-turn, Stealth Rock. I don't know what his last move is. It could be Thunder Wave, so I don't necessarily want to go into J20 and go for Thunderbolt immediately. But I think I like knocking off into Uxie. Getting rid of that thing's leftovers that he got from me, which is very rude. Is pretty cool. And then I can U-turn out afterwards because I do have Speed 4, so let's do that. If he goes into anything else, that's also totally okay. He might think I'm going to set my rocks here, so he might stay in, go for something like a Power Whip. He's just going to go into Kiss. Totally cool. I'm going to bonk that thing. He's going to lose his boots. Very super cool. So okay, Kiss. So now if I can get my Rockies up later, that would be excellent. Let's just calc that damage really quick just to confirm his investment. Knockoff did 10%. Yep. He's max HP. No that, so he's definitely specially defensive investment. I can go into Esperanza and try to defog these rocks away. I can also go into Toxtricity and put on some pressure because his switch into Tox is Donphan, and that thing's severely weakened now. It can't take a Sludge Wave into a Boom Burst anymore, or just a Boom Burst maybe. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to play it safe. He's probably just going to go for Air Slash. Oh, he's going to go for Nasty Plot. So Overdrive will do a lot. If he's got Psychic, that will tickle a little bit. Psychic would do a lot, but Overdrive also does a lot. I kind of have to click it. Yep, there's Psychic. Overdrive, 64. Okay. Well, now I don't have a switch into Yanmega. This isn't good. I get to go into Vyro after this and click. I can also go into, Dragapult, because he doesn't have a switch into Dragapult anymore. This thing is too weak. He could go for Flamethrower and try to catch Checkmate coming in, because that would probably kill me. And I want to keep Checkmate around. I want to see if Esperanza can take one. Moonblast might kill. I'm just going to stay in and let him kill me. If he mispredicts and I live for some reason, then fantastic, but I think it's safer to just let Toxtricity go down here. Yeah, there's the Psychic again. That's fine. And now I'm going to go into J20. I should be able to click Shadow Ball. But Pult should be able to pick up the kill with Shadow Ball here. And I want to keep my Gale Wings intact on Fire for that Yanmega. So let's go into J20 here and just click Shadow Ball. If he switches out into something like Donphan, then that's okay. But Nasty Plot, Kiss was definitely spooky. Didn't really expect Nasty Plot. I was expecting more of a support set, but that was definitely a great bring with Psychic. He's going to go into Donphan. I don't know how well you take this. Oh, he lived on 2. That's annoying. Well, my play is to go into the Batman because he can Ice Shard me. Yeah. He can click Ice Shard again, but I'm just going to click U-Turn. Oh, he's going to go back into Togekiss. Okay, that's fine. Well, I'm just going to go back into J20 then. I really want to get these rocks out of here, though, because I'm taking some chip, but that's okay. Go for Shadow Ball. Donphan's going to come back out. That's fine. I should have U-turned there. This thing comes out. He's definitely Choice Scarfed. Into Esperanza we go. He's probably just going to U-turn, but I want to try to get these rocks out of here right now. Yep. He's going to go into Aegis. This thing can start setting up, which would be bad. Going hard into Checkmate is really risky, because if he went for close combat, I would die. But also, if he went for something like Autotomize, I'd be in a lot of trouble, or Swords Dance. And a Scald is not going to do a lot to this. Yeah, Scald does barely anything. I'm going to taunt it, see what you do, and try to stop you from setting up. Yep, Swords Dance, that's what I thought. Okay. My plan is to go into Batman. Not Batman, excuse me, sorry, B. Kelly. He can double into Gliscor here, and then I'll just have to... I can also go into Checkmate, but if he went for CC, that'd be bad, so... Yeah, he just goes into RMG. A shame, but... I gotta keep this thing around for the Aegislash then. I'm gonna go into Checkmate this time. Ice will crash, okay. He should be locked into that. If he's bluffing, then he's a god. But I'm going to go for a nice Iron Head here. Probably into that Togekiss coming in. I can also try to set up my rocks, because that'll punish this thing coming in. And then I can Iron Head Togekiss. I'm gonna do that. Oh, Uxi's going to come out? Okay. I'm going to set my Rockies up. And I'm going to go for Knockoff now. If he's got speed, then okay. But no, he's going to go down. Alright, Checkmate on the board again. Yanmega comes up. He's Boots. You can click Protect or just Bug Buzz. Sucker would do a lot. But this is why I kept my Gale Wings intact on Talonflame. I got to definitely make sure I can keep this thing in check. Yanmega. He's not Choice Specs, he's Heavy Duty Boots. Bug Buzz and Air Slash from Tin Lens can't kill me. I don't know what else Yanmega gets to hit me. Oh, wait, no. Bug Buzz might. I'm going to go for Sucker Punch. If he goes for Protect and I go for Sucker, it's not the end of the world. I got to see what else this thing has before I do anything. But Fire-O should be able to not die, but this is a spooky situation. Yeah, the worst he can do is Bug Buzz, and he can't kill me. So if he Bug Buzzes, I Sucker, and it'll do a lot. If he clicks Protect, I'll just Sucker again, or he switches out. So let's click Sucker Punch. Yep. Oh, I crit him. That did a good chunk. Oh, he goes for Ancient Power. Okay. And he's Tinted Lens. So I'm going to go for it again and force him out. He can go into Togekiss, but realistically, he's Boots, not Tinted Lens. Or not like Speed Boost. I can go into J20 afterwards, so I'm going to try to catch Togekiss coming out or something else coming out on the Sucker Punch. I think he's going to try to preserve this. So I'm going to go for Iron Head. Got him. Die. Bonk. No. I should have clicked Knockoff. Knockoff definitely would have killed because I'm Black Glasses, but I thought that Kiss was coming out. Dang, that's a major bummer. Oh, this Togekiss would have died to Boots, actually, so I should have clicked Knockoff. I'm a fool. That hopefully won't cost me the game. But I think you are going to... Another 50-50. If Checkmate goes down, can I win this game? The answer is yes. I just got to play around Aegislash. Because he's Swords Dance. He's definitely got Shadow Sneak. I'll just need Batman to beat Aegis. But Denver is there for that too. I'm going to go into Esperanza. I'm going to keep Aegis. I'm going to keep Bisharp. Let's see what he goes for. Please don't click Roost. Bug Buzz. Okay. That does a lot. But I'm faster than you. So I'm going to click... I can either click Defog to get these rocks out of here. Or I can click Scald into something. I think I like defogging the rocks away. But at the same time, they hurt Denver a pretty good chunk, and Kiss dies. So I want to keep my rocks up. I'm going to go for Scald. Oink. And now I'm going to go into Bat. Please don't kill me. He's going to SD. I'm going to Poison Heal. And I'm going to EQ. If Yanmega comes back out, that's not the end of the world. I'll just have to sack off Esperanza and go into Fire-O. Well, hopefully this kills. 58. Nope. Oh, he crit me. I don't know if that crit mattered. But my play is to go into Checkmate. That Shadow Claw crit absolutely mattered. That's a major bummer. Yeah, that really sucks. I have two options here. I go into Checkmate. If he's Jolly, I'm in a lot of trouble. I have to keep... I'm going to go into Esperanza and click Scald. I think that's my best play. Because I got to keep Fire... Oh, Shadow Sneak. I'm stupid as hell. Because I need Gale... Oh, Gale Wings isn't even going to affect. I needed... Yeah. That's a bummer. I'm going to go into Fire-O. And I'm going to click... Brave Bird will kill. If he... I'll just Brave Bird. If he goes for Sneak, I'll out-prioritize. So I guess I'm going to come in. It's fine. The question is... How much... is Brave Bird going to do to RMG? It's a roll. I would need a max roll to kill this thing. But then Checkmate kills it. Then it's going to be... I'm going to click Brave Bird. I think Checkmate might be able to pick up the rest of the game. It's going to be very sketchy, though. It's going to be a lot of Sucker Punch predictions. I gotta click Great Bird, though. Nope. Mineral. And now he's Zen mode, so. Well, Checkmate has to come out here. I have to click Sucker Punch. I think. Oh, man. I'm gonna click Sucker. Okay. Checkmate's gonna pick up the kill. And now... the question is... how much does Aegis do to Checkmate with a Shadow Sneak? 15, 16 max. So that might kill after rocks. This thing is tinted lens. These heavy duty boots. Man, had I clicked that knockoff instead of Iron Head, this game would have been over. He shouldn't be able to kill Dragapult with anything. Unless he goes for Shadow Ball. I'm gonna go into Dragapult. He's gonna Roost. And I'm going to click Shadow Ball. Alright, Yanmega's dead. Aegis is going to come out here. I'm going to click Shadow Ball. He's going to pick up the kill. And the question is, how does Sucker Punch work? I should be faster than him, but if he goes for King Shield... or SD. If he clicks SD and I go for Sucker Punch, the game is over. I have to click Knockoff. Oh, he crit me! Well, I'm not going to pretend like I'm not salty. Because I was at 15%. The roll was in my favor. Well, that's an incredibly unfortunate way to go out. I should have won that had I clicked knockoff on that stupid... oh, your spell tag. Oh, never mind. That just killed me. Well, never mind. It didn't matter. He was spell tag, so... now I'm less salty, but GG's to Gator. Great ring. I knew that Aegislash was going to be such an issue, but... losing Esperanza that early, and no, the crit on Batman was the key, because otherwise I would have had that thing around. It would have been a little bit different. I don't think a Shadow Sneak would have killed me from that range. The crit on Gliscor didn't matter though. Well, GG's to Gator. Rough game for me, but you know that's the game you play. Sometimes it happens like that. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the battle, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.